everybody, it's Abigail Ockwell here, and welcome back to another WIP and Chat. Now, if you're new here, WIP stands for Work in Progress. So basically get out whatever it is you're working on. Or, if you want to, you can just listen to me talk for approximately an hour. So, first things first, I have decided that I'm just going to go back to doing Sundays. Because last week was just stressful for me. Because, yeah, having Bond out on the Thursday, I thought it would be easier to do it on a Wednesday at the moment. However, my rota at the moment is not giving me a chance to do that. So I've just decided, yeah, let's just go back to doing what you were doing. You know, the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I'm currently working on Seducer by Mandy Manzano and Diamond Art Club. My two cover minders were from Rachel Ray's shop, and so is my pen actually. Unfortunately, these are no longer available on her shop. Just because she's decided to stop selling on Etsy. And I've also got my Bella Art de Nicole tray. I'm going to try something a little different. I'm going to try something that I've seen Rachel herself suggest. Is that with the lighter colours and faces, just a single place. So we're going to try this and see how long my patience lasts. I have got my Green Mamba pen from, what's it called, BFF Pen Pals on Facebook, and also they have a site, so yeah. Yeah, we're going to see how long that lasts. I'm quite impatient, but however, my first couple of kits that you saw when I did my my little tour, I did actually single place all of those, because I was too scared to try multi-placing, so we're going to try and go back to the old ways. So anyway, I hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. So anyway, like I say, Bond has come out, and let's just say it has been chaos. Like, as in, partly organised chaos, partly not organised chaos. So, yeah, basically, the day before you saw this was the Wednesday, so that was the day before Bond came out. For some reason, they decided to release it on a Wednesday, not Wednesday, a Thursday even, which is really, really weird. Normally, a lot of releases happen on a Friday. I believe that tomorrow we've got the second Addams Family film coming out, so that'll be interesting. Currently I'm just doing the checkerboard method. So yeah, and that's basically when you do it in invertent colours, so, and then you go and fill them in. Yeah, I've got a video of how to start a square kit actually on my channel, where I showed you how to do this with square drills. Some people do like to do that with square drills. I don't, because I'm an impatient person, and I just flop everything down on the canvas. I'm like, I don't care. I am that impatient woman. But anyway, yeah, so I have seen Bond. It is very good. However, it does take a bit to get going, and I must say, the ending is a bit of a shock. But anyway, yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that. But yeah, it has been chaos. Well, So, opening weekend of Bond. I decided, because, as you know, I have bad Achilles at the moment. My Achilles tendon is on the way out, but it is just going unbelievably slowly. And I'm just over it right now. And so I decided, because I really would rather it didn't go on opening weekend, I am going to bring me crutches. I'm gonna bring me crutches. So yeah, I was basically, for the whole weekend I was on floor. I did, on the Thursday, I did try and actually clean a screen with a crutch. That was interesting. Yeah, never again if I bring my crutches into work will I attempt to clean a screen, because it is not happening. It is not happening. So yeah, I was effectively, all I was doing was screen checks, toilet checks, etc. Now, because Bond is a vulnerable release, I believe it hasn't even come out in the States yet. I think it comes out this week or something. But I honestly, I can't remember when it comes out in the States. But I know, however, I know that not this week, but the week after, on the Friday the 14th, sorry. I know Venom comes out here, but I have a feeling that the US get that before us. So I guess in a way it's kind of, you know, here, we get Bond before you, but you can get Venom before us. So yeah, and those are both VRAs, which stands for Vulnerable Release Alert. So basically, when we get those, any of the big films, those are basically, we get those, and it's basically what are they called? I'm trying to remember what the film body's called. The Fight Against Criminal something. Yeah, but they yeah, we have those. So yeah, if you see it, if you're in the cinema and you see a person standing at the front looking at you, don't worry, we're not taking a photo of you. We are using our night vision goggles, because on these we will use night vision for all films. However, with the VRAs, we do something a little bit different. We do aisle walks. So an aisle walk is basically exactly what it says on the tin. We effectively walk up and down the aisle, making sure no one's on their phone, no one's doing anything that they shouldn't be. Because believe you me. But yeah, most people don't like doing them, but you do get, because you do get the odd look as you are going down the aisle, but quite frankly, I don't care. And yeah, you try doing aisle walks with a crutch, you get even more looks. So yeah, that is basically stories of opening weekend. I was effectively trying to keep everybody on the floor area calm, because we've had a bunch of newbies starting, and they have never ever experienced something like this, whereas those of us that have been here for a while, we have, and we know what it's like. We know the chaos that can happen. So yeah, it was basically, I was effectively saying to the newbies, you go do this, you go do that, and you know, we managed to get it done. After I left on the, when was it, the Thursday? Was it the Thursday? Yeah, I think it was no, Friday, sorry. When I left on the Friday, I think they'd only missed one screen check, which was pretty good. However, ideally on an opening release of a big film like Bond, ideally you don't want to miss any checks, because, you know, you never know. The check that you miss could have been your golden opportunity to have caught someone trying to pirate the film. But yeah, so I'll probably get onto some crazy Bond stories as well. Because yes, there have been some crazy ones for Bond. Primarily ones that involve screens breaking. So on the Saturday, no, it wasn't the Saturday, it was the Sunday. It was the Sunday, because I was in at 8:30 that morning. I was meant to be on concessions, but obviously with my crutches, there was absolutely no way that I was doing concessions. So I opened as much of concessions as I could, without, you know. And then when the next person came in, who was supposed to be on floor, that's when they swapped us, and I did the relay of what I had done and what there was still left to do, which, you know, that went very well. And yeah, so that was all fine. Opened the doors, you know, nothing's wrong. Go and do screen checks for the first screening of Bond, which was in screen 10. Wait, hold on. Yeah, no, it was that day. Because, yeah, the day before I'd gone and seen Bond. Yeah, I went and saw the Bond on that Saturday. So, yeah, it was that Sunday. Because the previous day we'd had issues with screen 6. Skipping the trailers, that was fun. Yeah, so that was fun. So yeah, everything was going well. Went to go check screen 10 because, you know, I wanted to try and make myself useful. You know, I really don't like it when other people are running around and I'm not doing anything. I always feel really, really bad. Always. But that's just like who I am. I'm just like, no, I can do some stuff. So I went to go and check screen 10. And the trailers hadn't started, so I let them know. And they'd mentioned something about it on the radio, but I either hadn't heard it or I'd heard it but forgotten about it. They had been having, the team leader was trying to having some issues with the projector, and they tried to get it like sorted for a whole hour and a half. However, yeah, we did have to cancel the first screening, the first showing of Bond in that screen. At first we didn't know what the problem was, and so, you know, us trying to, you know, be good people and sort it out so people could hopefully see their film, but yeah, they couldn't fix it, and so we cancelled the first screening. But thankfully we had other shows at a similar time which people were very happy about, and so yeah, loads of people got to see Bond. I say most people were happy about it, but there was one woman who wasn't. Here we go, I have a Karen story for you all. Karen story, everybody. So obviously, you know, screen 10 hadn't been working. She was seeing it with her family. And she came up to me and said, "Oh, is there a manager available?" And I said, "He's currently in the projector. I can see if he can come down so he can talk to you." So I radioed Ben. Didn't get a response the first time. Then she just kept looking over at me, like expecting me to do something. And she was like talking to me, saying, "Oh, I want to see your manager about this. This is appalling customer service. There's only one person swapping tickets." And that was just because a majority of the people that needed to be swapped, they didn't have paper tickets. They had it on their phones. So yeah, people that have it on their phones, what we have to do is someone who has their card unlocked, they have to reprint. They have to make one out of the booking, reprint the ticket, and then they have to swap them that way. Whereas if it's a paper one, we can just do that. It's a card of our club, of our cinema club. So she was complaining about that to me. Well, and she was going, "Oh, you know, you've got appalling customer service. I've got, you know, I really want to see this film. I've got things to do today." And it's like, all of us are looking at her when she goes back and joins the queue. And we're like, "You've got things to do today. Yeah, how about us trying to run around rectifying everything, Your Majesty?" So yeah, I tried to get Ben again. But he said, "Yeah, I'm not going to be able to come down for a couple of minutes." So yeah, if you just want to hold there, but yeah, I'm really trying to fix the screen here. And I was like, "Yeah, that's fine." I knew it was a long shot. So yeah, then she and her family came back, and she said, "Well, where is your manager?" And I just said very charmingly, in my nice customer service voice, "I'm really sorry, but I'm afraid my manager is unable to come down due to the fact that he is trying to deal with the projector." And she said, "Oh, so there's no customer service today? Well done." And I was kind of a bit taken aback that she had the audacity to say that there was no customer service today, but I could understand it. Because, you know, screen's gone down. We've only got one member of staff with their card unlocked, which is the TL. Because the other one is trying to deal with the projector, which is my manager. And, you know, also she did get to see her film, i.e. in another screen, but she still got to see it. I've actually was saying that we had no customer service. If we had no customer service, she wouldn't have got a refund, she wouldn't have got a ticket swapped or anything. That wouldn't have happened. So, yeah. You know, it's when customers like that happen, and when I have, and like I say, I was on crutches, and I said to my team leader and some of my work colleagues, I know you're kind of sort of breathing after that whole manic period. We're all sort of like, "Wow, that was fun." And I said, yeah, well, customers like that, half of the people that come in here, I so wish that I could whack half of them around the head with one of my crutches. And that always gets a laugh out. That always gets a laugh out of everyone when I'm like, "Well, could use a crutch and whack some sense into them. However, that would be highly unprofessional. But some of them you do just want to grab by the neck or just whack them round the head, you know. I don't care. Because, yeah, sometimes customers are just... Sometimes you do just want to strangle them. Yep. They're just not fun people to deal with sometimes. So, yeah. No. I thought when her screen came out, she was going to come up and complain, so I kind of braced everyone. But when my manager had got the projector and what he did ask about it, and, you know, he was like, oh, for God's sake. With her attitude, it was just very... It was just uncalled for. And, yeah. He was just really like, oh, for God's sake, some people. Which, you know, I can understand. And he was also like, well, she got to see her film. Yeah. So yeah, I call that customer service. The fact that obviously Ben wasn't down obviously wasn't good enough for her. Hello, we're trying to deal with the issue with the projector. Honestly. Urgh. Customers. Got to love them sometimes. Got to absolutely love them sometimes. But yeah, no, so that was our opening weekend of Bond. Organising the screens and everything. So now I'm going to rewind to the previous week, I think. So, riding. As you know, it's been a very busy week for me last week, and I was just in a lot of pain. So, I had a nice easy lesson last week. We went on a lunge. I'm trying to explain a lunge. So it's basically like a bit of rope that's attached to the horse's bridle. And they go round in a circle. They do trot. They do walk, trot. Some places do canter. The place that I go to, they don't, because the thing is, you can overlunge a horse, and yeah, you can do it wrong as well. It's very easy for people to do the canter lunge wrong. So yeah, the place that I go, they just don't. Just to be on the safe side, they just don't canter. They have a rule that says no cantering on the lunge. So, how to start off lunging correctly is you always be off the horse for the warm-up part. Now, when I'd done it with a previous instructor during the warm-up, she'd had me on the horse during the warm-up. So, yeah, but no, I learnt that you shouldn't be on the horse during the first bit, because obviously it's got to get used to it, and obviously if you're on its back, that's not going to be the best thing in the world. I mean, imagine if you're coming in stiff and then you get another person sitting on your back for a little bit, you know, that's going to probably make you even more sore. So yeah, she warmed up the horse. Now watching it, it's really good because you can actually see how the horse's legs move and the footfalls of the horse, and it's really nice. It's really good. Just watching it, love it. So yeah, we were just doing some Just really, really, just sort of gentle work. And it was just a really nice, calm and relaxing lesson, because obviously the horse, you know, he's obviously doing a majority of the work. And it's good because it means I'm not kicking, you know, so much and trying to get him to go. Silver's a really nice horse. However, the one thing he doesn't like is his girth being done. So, yeah, he really, like, will lift up a leg to say, don't, otherwise I will kick you. So, I have just decided that, yeah, I'm not gonna, I just don't do Silver's girth, and that's just my preference, just because, you know, it's just not easy for me to do it, and also I kind of don't want to get bitten. Ideally, I would rather not like to get bitten or kicked. However, if he kicked near my Achilles, that might give it some nice ideas. I'm just so over this Achilles already. I'm like, just bloody go. You want to, but you can't. But you just don't want to. Yeah, so that's that. What else? So rehearsals. Rehearsals have been going really well for me. So as you know, I'm doing the play A Bunch of Amateurs by Ian Hislop and Nick Newman. It's because I've got the script behind me, so that's fine. So I can tell that, and it's going really well. We did the whole of the second act on Tuesday, and we also finished plotting the second act on the Sunday, and it was a really good thing. You know, in one of the bits I have to pretend to be dead. Because it's one of these plays that's a play within a play. So you have part of a play within a play. I've done that before. I did it with Chorus of Disapproval, which is Alan Ayckbourn. That's a very good, and that's basically about a group of people that put on a production of the Beggars Opera. So, and also it's a musical, so there is a bit of singing involved. I'm just gonna change my wax quickly, because I don't think that this is working well. So yeah, I had to pretend to be dead. Because my character has a nut allergy, and she eats a chocolate. We don't actually see her eat it, but she obviously eats a chocolate that has nuts in. And she goes into anaphylactic shock. So yeah, that's that. I had to go to Arundel last night, just because this other show I'm doing, which I'm doing next Saturday, which is fun because it's opening weekend of Venom. So yeah, I've had to request a Sunday off because I know I've got a rehearsal on that day, but I just said, you know, if not possible, put me on open, because that's what I've been doing. I'm like, okay, if I can't do this, then I'll compromise to this. Which my, you know, my managers are like, yeah, I can't do this, but yeah, this is the thing, I think they appreciate the fact that I'm willing to compromise for this is, you know, I'm not a diva. I'm not a person that's like, oh, why did you not give me this off? Why da 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 da. I'm not a complete and utter bitch when it comes to stuff like that, because, you know, it's just trivial things. And I'm just, you know, I'm fine with, you know, going from work straight to a rehearsal. This is what I've been doing like the last week. So this is probably why I'm partly so tired. You know, I'm just shattered. Today was a day that I was just breathing for myself. I just really didn't want to do like a whole load of stuff today, so I've been taking it very easy. I didn't actually wake up today until about, what day? What time did I wake up? I woke up about 11ish. But yeah, I just was so tired that I was like, yeah, you know what? And I also actually had an hour nap as well. And just decided that, you know, I'm not gonna go to rehearsal today because I'm just done for, basically. I'm just gonna be yawning throughout the whole thing, and I really don't want to. So yeah, I am off with a viral infection at the moment, which is very naughty of me. I know I shouldn't say that I'm sick, but I'm just done. I really am just done, basically. I'm just overdone. I've done too much. I've been running around like anything. It's just not a fun thing to just be doing. Yeah, it's just, ugh. So, yeah, I'm going to be jumping around quite a bit today, so I'm going to go back to the weekend. I think it was was it Saturday or was it Sunday? I think it was a Saturday. We had a group of girls come in for Free Guy, which is now on the streaming platform Disney Plus. So we, you know, they couldn't buy tickets. Well, two of them could, but one couldn't because she was 11, so she needed an adult in with her, of someone at least over 18 years of age. And yeah, so her dad came in and bought the ticket, and I think they thought that you know, the dad was coming in with her. So yeah, when they came out, and he was actually a really nice man. He came in and I said, you're 11, right? And I asked the dad if he was coming with her, and he said, oh no, I'm just going to go and do this. I said, right, unfortunately due to law she does need an adult with her because she's 11. She must have an adult in with her. And he was like, oh okay, I thought that the law was that it was just she couldn't buy the ticket, that there was like that a parent needed to vouch for her. I was like, no, sorry, that's unfortunately not how that works, sadly. You know, it would be a lot easier if it did, but because she is under the age of 12, she does need a legal grown-up with her. So he bought himself a ticket, he parked the car, and he came back. So yeah, he was really nice about it, you know. Obviously when it's 15, we can't, you know, that's obviously fine. We can't accept them without ID. it's also it's also partially it's also the same with thingamajiggy 12As. We can't let them in. If we suspect they're under 12, they must have a grown-up with them. So yeah, that was that. But I think that we all find at the cinema where I work out, we all find that 12As are probably the worst to police, because, you know, it's every child that comes in, we're just like, how old are you? And they're like, 12. But if we really don't think they're 12, then of course we don't let them in. But because they have no identification, it's in my mind, I think it's even harder. Because it's like, you know, could they be saying that just to get into the film? But, yeah, we've had quite a few people that look quite young at the moment come in when they should be in school. I asked one of my team leaders about it, because I had that issue yesterday where we saw some people, they looked quite young. And I was like, oh, you know, what do we do if we think they should be at school? Do we refuse to serve them, or what? And he was like, can do. And it was like, okay, you've been here longer than I have, and you don't know? So, yeah, I think it is going to be one of those ones that we are just going to have to kind of... I think that for me, if I was at the till and someone that looked very young came out to me and said, can I buy a ticket? Because the, can I buy a ticket? I'd be like, okay, first, how old are you? And second, shouldn't you be in school? But yeah, we've had a lot of, I reckon that some people are going truant. And that's the thing, if their child is found truant, that's fine for the parents for not making sure that they're in school. So yeah, I don't know if it's been a couple of schools have had half days in the area or what. But it's just, there have been a lot of young people around at the moment, not in sort of school where I'd expect them to be. So I think if there's like someone that looks young, and I'm pretty sure they should be in school when it's not the holidays, I think I'm now just gonna be like, okay, right, I'm not admitting you in because I believe you should be in school. No, but yeah, it's just, it's so hard. It's just so hard, like really hard to just police that. It is probably the bane of everyone's existence, I would say, is trying to police a 12A. But anyway, oh, that would be Dad's carer, yeah. Yeah, that would be Dad's carer. Yeah, I was trying to remember what time it was. It was probably about 4-ish, so... No. Oh, I forgot to fill my drink up. Silly me! Oh well, I've gone this far without it, so I can probably continue without it. Anything else? I'll go in for riding this week. I was going to kind of do it. I was kind of going to save this for next week, but this week I actually went on a hack because I was actually limping. So, yeah, the horse that I was riding was Warner. He's an absolutely lovely horse, and yeah, he could just see that I was like limping, and he really enjoyed just the walk and talk was me and Sally, we were just having a conversation about it. About anything and everything. She was asking how work was, but she could just see I was limping, and because over that weekend, that opening weekend, my leg gave way. It gave out. So I think what it is it was a mixture of exhaustion and my Achilles wanting to snap. That's what I reckon it is. It actually on that on the Tuesday rehearsal, it nearly gave way then. But yeah, so it was a nice gentle ride through the woods and through the countryside. So yeah, that was that. Also that Monday, I went to go and see a production at the theatre of, it was a stage adaptation of the Angela Levy. No, no, not Angela. Andrea Levy book, The Long Song, which is about, it's basically set in slave times of Jamaica. It follows a slave girl named July, but her mistress changes her name to Marguerite. However, everyone still calls her Miss July. And it basically follows her story of being enslavement, what happened when slavery ended, and yeah, it really follows her story, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Now it is quite a short book for those that haven't read it, but it's very well written. And there you go. But you know, I wanted to see it because I was interested in what it was gonna be like, because I knew that if they did that production, you know, it was either going to be, you know, I knew that production was either going to be really good or not so good. Thankfully, it was on the really, really good scale. My mum wasn't familiar with the book, so for her, it was kind of, she really enjoyed it. But yeah, it was at the end where she, you know, I nearly cried near the end, because it does get quite a little bit emotional near the end. So I nearly cried, but I held it together. I wasn't going to do what I did in the IMAX screening of Return of the King, which I talked about last week. But yeah, no, it was very well done, very well put together, and you know, it was quite easy to follow if, say, you hadn't read the book, I would say. So yeah, but no, my mum really enjoyed it, and I was worried about it because, like I say, I knew it was either going to be really, really rubbish or really good. So I kind of was like, I really hope that I'm not going to be kind of partway through this and I'm going to be like, yeah, Mum, we need to go home. This is really bad. But thankfully, you know, I didn't stay till the end, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. The script was very, very true to the book. There were a lot of lines in there that I recognised from. Well, I didn't exactly read the book. I with my dyslexia, yeah, basically, someone has it in for me up there and they decided to throw the kitchen sink at me. Nothing with me is ever straightforward. That's the one thing you need to know. Nothing is ever straightforward with me. Never, ever, ever straightforward. So yeah, what was I saying? Nothing is ever straightforward with me. I was saying something was never straightforward. I can't actually remember, but yeah, I had been off that day, but yeah, my ankle buckled in the theatre. Thankfully, after the production. Yeah, we'd just gone out. Well, we were just going to use the bathrooms, the facilities. And on my way there, my ankle just buckled and gave way, and I think I gave my mum a bit of a shock. But yeah, no. One of the people in the foyer was like, "Are you okay? Do you need some ice?" I'm like, "God, no, thank you." But yeah, no, I managed to drive us there and back in one piece. No. You can say. Nothing with me is ever straightforward. But anyway, I digress. I digress with that. Very much so, digress. But no, it was like watching that production. I actually, understood the book more, because I didn't know that in slave times, I knew, the overseers would have their way with the slaves. I knew that. But I didn't know that if the master of the house had their way with a slave and the baby looked almost, white, I didn't know that it's kind of, if they were leaving, they would abandon the mother and take the child with them and basically pass it off as the mistress's child. So yeah, I understood that a lot more this time. And because oh yes, I was saying about my dyslexia. So yeah, I have to have most things read to me. I mean, I'll even have someone record the words of my script and listen to it that way. I know there was an actress, I can't remember her name, quite a while ago, but she apparently she was sort of so dyslexic, she had to have her lines recorded and she'd line it that way. So yeah, that's what I have to effectively do now. But also doing the movements when I'm doing a play, they also really help with me. But yeah, that's that. So right, I will get onto this briefly and then I'll let you go. So as you can probably see if you were here last week, I haven't really touched this a whole lot, and that is just because I've been on a massive, and I mean a massive cross-stitch kick. So the Witchy Stitcher has got a cross-stitch along, and this is my first ever cross-stitch along, so it's quite exciting for me. It's this cryptid stitch along that I think I've mentioned, and also what's the place called? Creatively Stitching. I think that's the name of the place. They're doing like a team cross stitch challenge. So basically, they're like, let's see who can do the most, and then that in this team, and then they'll win, and they'll get a prize. So yeah, I'm quite excited about that. But yeah, I'm taking part in that. I finished the border, and I finished my first cryptid, which is Mothman. I've currently done on it, from counting from the first, I have done, how many have I done? I've done 1,200 and I think it's 44 stitches. My plan was to record this WIP and Chat earlier and just cross stitch for the rest of the day, but yeah, that didn't happen. So probably after I finish recording this and finish this section, that's when I'll probably go back to cross stitching, because I'm really in the mood. But I was like, well, I haven't touched this in ages and for at least a week, and this is my Drills and Chills project, so I kind of really need to get my butt in gear with that. So yeah, that was basically that. But yeah, I think I'm surprised that I've managed to actually keep with single placing for this long, because normally I'm just like, oh, because now I use like a multi-place, so I normally am like bored now. But no, I actually do quite like this. I think actually looking at it, I can see, you know, where I have multi-placed, there are bits that, you know, they just don't look as good. So I think I might have to kind of listen to Rachel's advice and yeah, do that. Oh, speaking of Rachel, we had the Zoom last Thursday, so that was nice. I always enjoy the Zoom. I came straight from work and joined them. I was there for probably about an hour and a half, because it was a later Zoom. It started at 8 and I finished at 8:15. So yeah, that was that. Also, probably tomorrow, I know I mentioned this last week, I'm going to be doing, because it is a spooky season, I am going to be doing a thing about cryptids, the paranormal, that kind of stuff. So I'm probably going to record my first video for that tomorrow. Also, stay tuned, because I've got an experiment on the channel coming up. Probably either next week or the week after. Let's just say it's going to depend how hectic it's going to get for me, because I can already tell you it's going to be mayhem. The fact that, you know, Venom comes out next week, you know, Bond's still massive at the moment, and I've got a short play to do. I know that we're having a Zoom meeting on that at some point, but yeah, I don't know when. I think it's probably like Monday, and I think they said for about half an hour, but yeah, I can't quite remember. This is what happens when you're so tired. I thought initially when I saw it she wanted to do it today, and I was like, no, not today. I am just so I'm just honestly, I'm just so tired. I'm just done. But anyway, yeah, that is all I'm gonna do for this week. So we haven't quite finished this section, but I think personally this does look a little bit better than normal. I'm gonna zoom out so we can see the face a bit more. Oh, that is zoomed out. So yeah, that is yeah, this is all I've done. Yeah, there are some bits. There's like a little bit here that you can tell I've done it, but apart from that, it's you actually probably can't even tell that I've been multi-placing on the face. But we'll get into that in the post review. But yeah, so yeah, I will basically be finishing this before going back to Alice Lost, which was my big square that I'm I was doing before this. Yeah, anyway, that's all from me. If you did like this video, please hit that like button. Possibly consider subscribing and hit the bell if you want to be notified whenever I put up a video. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye!